In this class we are going to discuss about the next concept, that is single bus organization of a processor. Okay, so already we discussed one fundamental concept of the processor, that is instruction cycle. So now today we'll discuss about the single bus organization of a processor. This is also one more fundamental concept of the processor. That means we need to learn about the processor. Okay, so in that first we need to examine the internal organization of the processor, means internal structure of the processor. Okay, so already we know the processor contains like a PC, ALU and MDR register, MAR register and some general purpose registers and control unit, right? So already we know the processor those contains. Okay, so here first we will look into a single bus organization. This diagram shows the internal structure of the processor. Why it is called as a single bus organization of a processor means because only one internal bus is connected to the different subunits of the processor. Just observe here, this is the bus we are connecting. Okay, so wherever we are connecting the CPU here, this is nothing but internal bus of the processor. So this will be connected to the all over the components, whatever the components we are having in processor, like program counter, MAR, MDR and like ALU register, and these are the general purpose registers, IR and instruction decoder. Okay, so these are all connected to the single bus now. So that's why this is called as the single bus organization. Okay, so now we'll see one by one here. Already we discussed about each and every component in first unit, that is related to the connection between processor and a memory. So already you knows what is the main functions of the each and every register here, right? So now one more we need to remind the topics. Okay, so we will learn about that depth of information. Okay, so that is nothing but each and every register working principle we need to know here first of all. Okay, so in connection between memory and processor is nothing but how the information is transmitted from memory to processor or processor to memory, that already we discussed in the first lecture, right? So in the first unit already we discussed, but today we will discuss in depth how this data is transferred within the processor, or maybe this data will be transferred from processor to the memory. Okay, so we will discuss in depth information how the processor is work. Okay, so now we'll see here. So now we'll see each and every element in the each and every register here. The first will go for the bus. Okay, so this whatever the line we are having, so this is nothing but interconnection of the bus or internal bus we are calling. So bus is nothing but generally we are calling like a group of lines, right? Bus is nothing but it is a combination of lines or group of wires or group of lines we are calling bus, right? So here it carries, bus is nothing but generally it contains, so that means it acts like a medium. That means this is nothing but a group of lines, and that is connecting with a several devices. So that is nothing but it just acts like a connection path to a several devices. Okay, so now coming to the first block in that is nothing but PC we are calling like a program counter. What is meant by PC? That is nothing but program counter, and this is a 16-bit register. Okay, so what is meant by PC is nothing but program counter is a generally 16-bit register, and it what is that working is nothing but PC that holds the address of next instruction, and that is to be executed. Okay, it just what is that work? It just hold the address. Okay, so program counter is nothing but that holds the address of the next instruction, and that is to be executed. So that is the program counter. And now coming to the MAR, MDR is nothing but both will be we are calling like a memory address and data registers. Both registers will be acts like a memory address as well as data registers. Okay, so MAR and MDR are the two registers via which the processor is connected to the memory bus. Okay, so these two are registers will be connected through the memory bus, that is called as the external memory bus. Okay, so MER and MDR are the two memory registers via which the processor is, okay, so here the processor is connected to the memory bus, that is called as the external memory bus. Okay, so here what is the main function of MER and what is the main function of MDR means, MER is nothing but, in the name itself it consists of, what is it consist, that is nothing but address, right, memory address register, no. So the name itself it consists of the address, so that means it holds the address that is being generated by the processor. Okay, so this address is nothing but the memory location from where the data is to be fetched. Okay, so where the data or maybe instruction to be is to be fetched, so that is MER. And coming to the MDR is nothing but it holds the data and that is being transferred from memory to processor as well as processor to memory. Okay, so that means simply we can say that it carries the address and it carries the data. Okay, so it just hold the address of information. So after that, so it where the data is to be fetched, so in that case the address will be hold in this case, and MDR is nothing but it holds the data that is being transferred from memory to the processor and processor to the memory. So as you can see here, that line, so as you can see here, this line whatever that we are having here, so this line consists of the address lines for the MER and this lines consist for the MDR is nothing but data lines, right. So that means this address line that is connecting to the MER to the memory bus. Okay, so the arrow is indicated to like this, no. So that means this line is connected to the MER towards to the memory bus. So in that case the address line is only unidirectional, that means it just transfer the information in a single way. Okay, so and next coming to the MDR, it is also consist of one line, so that is nothing but data line. So this data line is connecting to the MDR to memory bus. It is shown by the bidirectional, so that is nothing but the arrow will be that means arrow will be transferring the information from processor to the memory as well as memory to the processor. That means both the direction it will be sending that information. Okay, so this is the MER and MDR. So memory address and memory data registers both will be carrying the address and data lines. Okay, so now coming to the next one. So Y, this is the Y register, and coming to the unknown register we are having here, that is Z register, and one more we have, that is nothing but temp register. Okay, so this is the Y and Z and temp register I can conclude as one part. So this is a Y register, Z register, and temp is nothing but that is temporary register. Okay, so these three registers of functionality is same. Okay, so whatever the registers we are chosen here, the three registers of the functionality will be same. Okay, so these three registers are transponent to the programmers. Okay, so transponent, what is meant by transponent means it's nothing but the processor only use these registers. Okay, Y, Z and temporary register can used by only the processor. Okay, that means the users cannot write a code or write any program with the help of these registers. Okay, so that means users cannot use these registers, only the processor can use Y, Z and temporary registers. Okay, so these registers are used for the only temporary storage purpose, not for permanent storage. Okay, so these registers are used for the temporary storage by the processor during the execution of the instruction or maybe or a program. Okay, so these registers Y, Z and temporary registers. Okay, this can be used for temporary purpose and also it can be used storage for used temporary storage by the processor. Remember that point, it cannot be used for the it cannot be used by the users. Okay, remember that thing. So y, z and temporary 3 functionality will be same. In that we can choose anyone, so no problem. Okay, so y, z temporary will be used as a like only temporary storage purpose, but it can be used by only the processor. That is the main thing. Okay, so now coming to the next one, I will go with the ALU. Okay, so ALU is nothing but already you know, that is arithmetic logic unit, right? So that means how the ALU is connected to the internal processor. Okay, and what are the inputs to the ALU? Okay, so now we'll see that how the ALU is connected to the internal processor bus, and what are the inputs to the ALU. Now all those things we need to see here first. Okay, so as we know that ALU, it performs the which operations? Arithmetic and logical operations. Generally ALU is nothing but arithmetic logic unit, no? So it just performs the arithmetic and logical operations, right? So here, so for performing any arithmetic and logical operations, we need first operand. If you want to do any arithmetic or logical operations, compulsory we need the data, no? First of all, input data. So that means we need operands here. Operand is nothing but data. Okay, so that data will be processed by ALU and results will be generated through this ALU unit. Okay, so now, and also here we'll have the two registers A and B. So here the two not these are registers, we are calling like operands. A and B here we are having, no? So this A and B we are calling like operands, that is nothing but data, that will be A and B. Okay, so the ALU, in that ALU, one of the operand will be received at point A. Okay, so why we are choosing here A and B means, if you want to do any operation in that may be arithmetic operation or logical operation, compulsory we need the data, no? Input data. For example, if you want to do here addition operation, compulsory we need any two inputs, right? So we want to add any two numbers means compulsory we need the two numbers first. So that two numbers we are taking from the A and B. That means we are like A and B calling as the inputs of ALU registers. Okay, so here A is that means A will be collecting the data from the MUX, that is nothing but multiplexer, and B is collecting the data from the processor bus, internal processor bus. Okay, so and how the MUX is providing the data to the A means, here multiplexer is having the